For 55-year-old single mother Ms. Zhu, the fact that average household wealth in Taiwan is around $500,000 doesn't mean much. She's among the 71% of families that fall below this average. Some days, her sweet potato stand struggles to pull in even $30.
因为现在的利润不到一半，下雨天也不能卖，然后天气热，你看像天气这么热，没生意啊。
Not all those who fall below the average are in quite such tough circumstances, but wealth inequality is a fact of Taiwanese society, and new government data shows it's grown greatly in recent decades. One way to see this is to compare the earnings gap between the richest 20% and the poorest 20% of society. In 1991, the richest made around 17 times more than the poorest, but by the end of 2021, that was up to 67 times more. Researchers say a person's occupation and economic trends factor into who rises in the wealth ratings and who falls behind.
During the pandemic in 2021, remote work opportunities boosted exports of electronic components and the manufacture and export of ICT equipment. But the service and other traditional industries focused on domestic demand performed very poorly. This is reflected in the growing income gap between workers in different sectors.
There are countries where the situation's worse. One way to see this is to look at what's known as the Gini coefficient, a number between 0 and 1 used to show how unequal a society is. 0 means perfect equality, while 1 means total inequality. With a 2021 score of 0.606, Taiwan is more equal than the UK, France, or Japan, to name a few examples. But back in 1991, Taiwan had a much lower score of 0.47. Taiwan's net and gross national wealth has risen even through the end of the pandemic. But there are still plenty of people in Taiwan, people like sweet potato vendor Ms. Zhu, who aren't benefiting from the country's overall prosperity. Eason, Chen, and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.